Thank you for being here. Welcome everybody to St. Gallen, Switzerland. I'm welcoming you by my co-chairs and by the staff of St. Gallen Breast Cancer Conference 2013. Professor Alan Coates from Australia, Professor Richard Gelber from Boston, Professor Aaron Goldhirsch from Milano, Professor Martin Picard from Brussels, Belgium, and Professor Beat Dürlemann from St. Gallen, Switzerland. And also in the name of the staff, Dr. Agnes Klaus, the CEO of St. Gallen Oncology Conferences, Mrs. Judith Eberhardt, and Mrs. Beatrice Nair, our dear conference managers. What are the goals of St. Gallen International Breast Cancer Conferences? Some of you know it already. About half of you may be new. These conferences are a biannual critical review of the state of the art in up-to-date diagnosis and primary therapy of early breast cancer, free of political and industrial pressure. Integrating the latest informations and most important scientific developments in breast cancer research since the last meeting here 2 years ago. Rendering increasing attention to the growing fragmentation of breast cancer into different biological entities, and this on the basis of refined, always more refined laboratory tools of molecular biology, hopefully leading again to a useful, updated treatment consensus for the optimal management of breast cancer outside of clinical trials. And this means, as you know, the vast majority of breast cancer patients treated worldwide. For 11 times since 1978, our St. Gallen Breast Cancer Conferences were steadily expanding from less than 100 participants more than 30 years ago to 4,600 attendants from 101 countries 4 years ago. In 2011, we already experienced, like others, a slight setback, registering around 4,200 participants from 95 nations. This time, in March 2013, we assembled some 3,600 delegates, which is minus 15%, like other non-society medical meetings worldwide too. According to our judgment, this is mainly due to first, the monetary situation, the devaluation of the euro and the US dollar and their conversion rates to the high and stable Swiss franc. And second, maybe more important, the increasing regulatory obstacles in sponsoring of meeting, travel and participation by companies, especially operative in Western countries. You see this here in the distribution of the major national contingents out of 94 countries as of March 12, which is yesterday. Switzerland leading still, but China and Japan have greatly come forward. And you see Asian countries going up, European nations going down. The St. Gallen International Breast Cancer Treatment Consensus certainly is the flagship of our conferences. Organizers and chairpersons of our St. Gallen Breast Cancer Conferences generate and publish comprehensive consensus recommendations for the optimal treatment of early breast cancer now for the 11th time since the third St. Gallen Conference in 1988. These recommendations were regularly and rapidly published in major oncology journals, 3 times initially in the Journal of the National Cancer Institute, then 3 times in the Journal of Clinical Oncology, and since 2005, 5 times in Annals of Oncology, where recommendations issued by a qualified international expert panel were not notoriously modified and delayed by editorial interactions. It is rewarding to see in literature and practice how the St. Gallen Consensus has helped to standardize breast cancer management internationally over the years. Here you see the Consensus Panel 2013. Don't try to read all the names. You have them in your pocket program booklet also. You can see here the geographical and professional composition of the 2013 Breast Cancer Consensus Panel, 48 breast cancer experts, including 2 chairpersons from 21 countries worldwide. Europe still leading with 25 members. The West, USA, Canada, South America, Peru, 17, Australasia, Australia, China, and Japan, 6. And you see the professional composition: medical oncology, still leading, surgery, gynecology, pathology, basic research, radio-oncology, statistics, and epidemiology. That's the composition of the panel 2013. Let me remind you of the conflict of interest strategy of our St. Gallen conferences. We definitely share the concerns about the independence of the presentations and especially of the closing treatment consensus panel from potential commercial influence. Therefore, we follow a strict conflict of interest strategy for the conference itself and for the closing panel session especially. All invited moderators and speakers, and especially all of the consensus panelists, had to declare all of their liaisons with pharmaceutical and other industries and companies in the field. These self-declarations are all accessible on our conference website, www.oncoconferences.ch, now and during 3 months. By the way, .ch does not stand for China, it stands for Switzerland. Confederatio Helvetica, Swiss Confederation. A specially appointed conflict of interest supervisor, who is Professor Harold Burstein from Dana-Farber Cancer Center in Boston, USA, monitors the consensus process with a special panel. Let me give you some cultural and housekeeping informations during this meeting. You are kindly invited to the welcome reception at the end of session 2 at 7 p.m. this evening at the lower exhibition level. No charge, just come and enjoy. Your conference badges are valid for transportation in all conference and city buses, not in taxis, trains, and planes. There are special conference buses running to and from all official conference hotels in surrounding eastern Switzerland. See the list or report to transportation counter if you have any problems. There are still some tickets available for the Verdi opera performance Un ballo in maschera, a masked ball, on Friday evening, 15th March at 7:30 in the City Opera. Tickets are available at the tourist office in the foyer. And do not neglect, if you have a possibility, the tours in the city and to its beautiful environments. The Appenzell countryside, a land of cheese and folk music surrounding us, Alpstein Mountains with Mount Sentis, 2,500 meters, top of the region, very close to here, only 40 minutes away, and Lake Constance, the Bodensee, Switzerland's second largest lakes, dividing us from Germany and Austria. And now another pre-announcement about the 14th St. Gallen International Breast Cancer Conference 2015 and its exceptional transfer to Vienna. Due to persisting logistical problems with hotel and transportation here, the next St. Gallen International Breast Cancer Conference on March 18 to 21, 2015, will exceptionally be transferred to Vienna, Austria, to our neighbors. St. Gallen Oncology Conferences will continue to organize these meetings over there with the same name and the same scientific partners: the International Breast Cancer Study Group, the Breast International Group, and our US group partners. And 2015 in Vienna locally, also with our dear friends and neighbors from the Austrian Breast Cancer Study Group. If the St. Gallen Hotel Association and Ulma will move in solving their infrastructural problems, we may return here in March 2017 or eventually alternate conference sites between our cities depending on circumstances. So please note the date, 18 to 20 March 2015, Vienna, Austria, exceptional menu. That's what I wanted to say to you. We appreciate certainly your attendance, and I wish you an interesting and profitable conference. Thank you.